Hello and welcome to A-List Games. This is the first video in our first ever Path to Glory campaign for Age of Sigmar. I'm Tony and this is Mark. Say hello, Mark.
Hello.
And together we're going to work through a Path to Glory campaign for Mark's Soulblight Gravelords. And it's going to centre around his hero, which is a vampire lord that we've aptly named Vladdy the Baddy. And we're going to see Vladdy the Baddy's progress throughout a Path to Glory campaign, see if he can gain lots of Renown points, which give him more abilities as he progresses and gains more Renown in the Mortal Realms. And obviously, you also in Path to Glory gain Glory points, which helps you build your army so that you can add units. And along the way do quests which enable you to add extra artifacts as well, or other prizes, and again building the character. So rather than using the characters flat based on their war scrolls, they can actually build additional abilities as they go along, and you start with 1,000 points in a Path to Glory campaign. And build it as you go. So as you gain those glory points, which you get more glory points for fighting bigger battles, there's glory points for your leader not dying, and if you win the battle comprehensively, there's extra glory points. That allows you to attract more units into your army and fight bigger battles and achieve more as you go along. So it's a more narrative way to play Age of Sigmar. We've played lots of Age of Sigmar here. We're enjoying 4th edition, but this is our first ever attempt at following a Path to Glory campaign. Now, Path to Glory set up that you can have several people running their own Path to Glory campaigns simultaneously, and you can fight one another and each build up your armies. Here we're just going to do one narrative play. So we're going to take this one Soulblight Gravelords army. Vladdy the Baddy is going to lead them through a Path to Glory campaign where they're going to play all the different battle plans that are in the core book, maybe a few others after that as well. And we're going to get them to fight against as many different factions along the way as possible and tell as much of a story as we can. So, before we get on to the first battle plan today, we're just going to introduce the army a little bit. So I've said we've got Vladdy the Baddy here, which is Mark's wonderfully painted vampire lord. He's chosen to put him on the path of the warrior. I think even though the vampire lord is a wizard and he could have gone down the path of the mage route, the warrior's probably got some of the more attractive looking artifacts, wouldn't you say, Mark?
Yeah, that's correct.
He's got the his own artifacts from his the own faction allocated one of the Amulet of Screams, which gives him the ability to roll a d3 against spells on a 2+ on the d3, that is. It does a number of mortal wounds to the caster. I don't think that's going to come in today's battle, but it'll certainly be more useful as I go along. And from his initial 5 points, so your leader when you start a Path to Glory campaign gets 5 Renown points, and that puts him gives him a rank. The first rank is Aspiring, where he picks up his first ability. Mark's gone for a Well of Strength, which allows him to heal once per battle up to a d6 wounds. So again, what we're looking to do is just sort of build up and tell a bit of a story here. So this is Mark's 1,000 point army that we're starting with. That's Vladdy the leader, and Mark's talks through the units you've put in your 1,000 points here.
So we've got 2 units of Death Rattle Skeletons. They should be quite handy for getting onto objectives and capping them as we need. In the back we've got a unit of, I believe they're called Bloodborne. They're quite fast, so hopefully they can do some damage and get on. I've got a unit of vargheists, which can basically set up and then unset up and keep setting up as one of theirs. And then we've got a varghskewer, just a bit of a monster that's a bit of a big hitter to hopefully do some damage and draw some focus away from the other units.
Okay, cool. So that's where it's starting, and like I said, we'll build a number of units as we go. What we're hoping to do as well is try and give this as narrative a feel as possible, but also for anybody who's not played Path to Glory and is wanting to figure it out, as we figure it out as we go, we'll be dropping in sort of how these things work, and hopefully there'll be a few pointers in here so you can run your own campaigns as well. So we're going to get set up for the first battle in this campaign. and we'll talk you through the points we go, and hopefully it'll be lots of fun. And then after each battle there is an end sequence where we do the upgrades to the army as well, so we'll show you what we're doing on that front. So here we go to set up battle 1 for the Soulblight Gravelords. Okay, and here we are all set up for battle plan number 1 in this Path to Glory campaign. We're going to play through the battle plans in the core book in order for at least for the first 6 battles. So the first battle we're doing is Ruined Settlement. So narratively, there's a settlement which has been destroyed. The Blades of Khorne here have the Northern Territory, which is part of the existing settlement, and they're mooching about trying to find what they can to take home for their Khorne following families. And in comes Vladdy the Baddy with his Soulblight Gravelords to actually say, no, we're having the settlement and we're going to take you out, and then we're going to take what we fancy from the settlement. So that's the battle plan. We've already done deployment. Mark had 2 drops with the Soulblight Gravelords. He's got a unit of Skelly Bobs over there in reserve. I've got 1,000 points of Blades of Khorne here. The Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster we're playing it as. 2 separate units of Bloodletters who are also together there, and 1 little kamikaze unit of Blood Crushers here who are going to come flying into these skeletons, hopefully. But these vargheists can be redeployed, so that's worrying from a Khorne point of view. So that's the setup, that's the battle plan. I get priority, so I get to choose who goes first. And given the distance, and Mark's backed a few of his main characters off here, I'm going to give turn 1 to the Soulblight Gravelords. Okay, so turn 1 for Soulblight. Have you got anything to do before we do the twist?
Nope, nothing to do before the twist.
Okay, so just to explain, if you've not played Path to Glory before, you're not using battle tactics or anything like that. It's purely what's in the battle plan, and for this it's literally 1 victory point per objective controlled at the end of your turn. And for each battle round we roll a twist, which is the underdog gets to roll a twist. If there's no underdog, you roll off to choose who gets to apply the twist, there's 3 different options there. A Path to Glory battle is a maximum of 7 rounds, but from the end of the 4th round you roll a d6, and on a 1 or 2 the battle ends. I don't know why they do that with GW, why they don't say it's a d3 and on a 1 it ends, but then sometimes they'll do d3 on a 1 and d6 on a 3 up, and anyway. Yep, so on the end of round 4 we'll roll the d6. If we roll 1 or 2 the battle immediately ends. If not, if you keep rolling 3 up in that situation, you can go to 7 rounds maximum. So Mark's going to be going first, but we'll see who gets the twist. So I've rolled a 4. We've put a... Right, there's a big dice tray there, Mark, if you want to try and get a dice in it. You've rolled a 4. Come on, roll again. Be the world's longest video. 5, you get the twist. So roll your d3. You get a 2, and so your twist is... Under Dust and Rubble. The underdog can pick 1 objective. That objective cannot be controlled this battle round. So I imagine you might want to go for the one that's over in my territory to stop me scoring a point.
Yep, I think that's the one we'll go for. It makes the most sense.
Right, perfect. So that's the underdog twist. That'll definitely cost me a point in battle round 1, although that's more likely to make me the underdog in battle round 2, of course. So, right, we'll move to your hero phase, Mark. What have we got?
So I'm going to cast Vile Transference. So I'm within 18 inch of these guys. So pick a friendly Soulblight Wizard. That is my hero. Pick a visible enemy unit. And cast on a 7. So let's see if we cast. We do not cast, so there's nothing there.
This is the good thing about these sort of things. I'm so used to playing 2,000 points, and we're starting at 1,000 points. So this battlefield is 44 inches across by 30 inches deep. So it's really feel like half the size of what I'm used to playing on. So it's going to feel like it's going to be a fast and bashy battle like playing Spearhead almost. But anything else to do in your hero phase?
Got one more thing to do, which is once per turn in my hero phase, I'm going to cast Unbending Will. So I pick a friendly death rattle unit. It has 2 or more models, and on it goes off automatically. Add D6 to their control score, so they'll be better at holding objectives. So they
extra 6 points.
An extra 6
so
points.
Are they worth 1 each? Is that the point?
Yes.
But then, so if you get 1 on there, does that mean you've got 7?
I do now. Yeah.
It's just whatever number of models you have on there plus 6.
Yes.
Right. Okay. That's cool.
Right. So then over to movement.
Yeah, well, I guess we would also have the same command points and for me to do things in your hero phase. No, I'm not got anything to do there, but we will play with 4 command points each to begin with. I'm not going to do anything in your hero phase, so we'll just let Mark do his movements and then we'll come straight back. Alright, Soulblight's movement done. These vargheists flew up in the air and redeployed, basically using their ability to be 9 inch away from enemy models, so they've come over onto this objective. These skeletons, which are in reserve, have risen from the grave and come here. They can't charge now, that's right.
They can't charge. No.
Okay. We've had these guys all move on to the centre point here, so Mark's getting the objectives covered. Your Vladdy the Baddy has sat on this objective in your territory here. Don't forget as well, we're playing Path to Glory, he's got a quest.
He has.
So the quest for Vladdy the Baddy's initial quest is to find the artefacts, which means that he has to get within, I'm assuming you're going to move across here for this one, be within 1 inch of a terrain feature that's not in enemy territory, and he has to not be in combat, and then you roll a dice. If you roll a 4 up, he gains 1 quest point. If you get 3 quest points, which obviously can accumulate across battles, but you'd hope to do that in 1 battle if possible, but it might take 2, you get another artifact to power. So Vladdy the Baddy is holding back here to begin with, and we cast some spells, but he needs to be thinking of his quest as well. Yeah. And these guys have auto-ran these skellybobs over here, so they've come on that objective. Don't forget, they got the extra 6 points for control, so they're quite comfortably taking that objective at the moment. So they can't charge because they've auto-ran the Blood Crushers, but they are holding that objective at the moment. And then we've got this big gap across here. Okay, so that's movement done. I'm not going to do any counter movement or redeploys. So Mark, you have no shooting.
I have no shooting in this
so
army.
No shooting phase. I'm not going to do any counter shooting, so we go to the charge phase. So who have you got who can charge and will attempt to charge? I'm guessing some vargheists.
The vargheists are going to attempt a 9 inch charge.
Did you measure them out 9 inches?
They're 9 inch away from the Bloodthirster.
Let's do that then. So 9 will get you into the Bloodthirster. So that'll be nice and bold. If you do that, so over here, this is quite a big roll for round 1. 5 is not going to get you in there.
So, and then I have got the Varg Skewer, and he can roll 3 dice for his charge.
Well, where's he going to attempt to get with 3 dice?
Well, he can go into these guys.
Okay, how far away has he got to roll for that then?
They will be able.
That was off camera, nobody knows you through it, it's fine. Right.
10 inch.
So he needs 10, just 10 to be in with 3d6, this is very doable. Come on, obscure the blood group. Well, he's definitely in there because that's a 17 inch charge.
Yeah, it's about as far
so
as.
Even if you're being miserly generous with 10, I think 17 will cover it.
I mean, I can even get into those guys over there if I felt, which I think might be a better option.
Yeah, so they can go right across into those doodads over there. Okay, so he's charged across there. No charge abilities or anything like that?
No charge abilities.
Okay.
He can fly, that doesn't affect here, and that's it, that's all my charges.
Okay, well I'm going to spend 2 command points. So I've got my command points here. And I'm going to do a counter charge with the Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster, because this guy's been far too confident and he should have gone for the Blood Crushers. So I think we need about a 5 there to get the Bloodthirster in. 9 will definitely do it. So he's going to come flying in. And I'm going to put him, because 9 inch will get him around this side, about there. Now, do I have a charge ability? No, so that's fine. I haven't played Khorne for a while, so that's fine. So I've spent 2 of my command points already for this round. He is in there. And any other charges you want to attempt?
No, I believe that is all the charges I'm going to do.
Okay, so we're on to the combat phase. So you will go first.
I will, and it is my vargheists. He has lacerating. All he has is lacerating fangs. So he gets. No, he's got lacerating fangs and raking talons. So we're going to do everything into the bloodletters.
Okie dokie.
So this is a 4 and a 2. So 4's to hit. 1 hit.
Oh, should be coming over there. That's us catch the dice. I was too busy filming the fight going on. Right.
1's hit, and then 2's to wound. So wounded, a rend 2.
Rend 2, so they'll go straight through on the Bloodthirsters. How many damage?
3 damage.
So they have an ability with my thing. If they've used a fight ability, their ward goes to 5+, but they haven't used a fight ability yet, so their ward is still 6+. So how many damage was it?
3.
3. So we're looking for 6s on the ward. So we say 1, so it's 2 damage, and that will do some deaths. I'm just checking that they are health 2 out, so it's just 1 that we'll take out at the back there. Next weapon.
Next weapon is the raking talons, and these are 4s and 2s as well. So 2 hits. And 1 wound. Rend 1. So
Rend 1, so it will save on a 6. And saves.
There it goes.
Is that all his weapons?
That is all his weapons. He is done.
Okay, we will do a quick pile in here, and then, in fact, should I just go in with the Wrathacon Bloodthirster first? No, I'll do a quick pile in with the Bloodletters because that brings them forward, if nothing else. Okay, so I've piled in the Bloodletters, which means I have to go with them first, doesn't it, really? Because that makes more sense. I've got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 within the 3-inch combat range. So that is 11 plus, I'll call it 1 champion that's in there. So you've got 22, 23, 23 attacks.
I think I'm going to issue all out defense.
I will let you do that. I'm not going to issue all out all out thing. Could you hold that for me a moment and point at the dice tray? And we'll try and do this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So these are hitting on 3s and wounding on 3s. There's 13. I'll follow up with 10 more if needed. Plenty of 2s to come out there, Mark. That's good. And no 6s, which are mortal. So that's worked well for you there. So I'll scoop these up. Oh dear, so that's a terrible roll, lots of 1s and 2s. So actually, from the first 13, we've got 2 through. So if I just put that to one side, this should then be 10 dice for the remaining 10. So 3s, that's a little bit better because you've got a mortal. Only a couple of misses, and then 3s. So, oh, and now all the 6s come. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got 8 there. I'll take those out at Rend 1. 8 at Rend 1.
So one of them was a mortal, so it'll do 7 first.
Oh yeah, sorry, so yeah.
All out defense, so it takes me to my normal save, which is a 5.
Okay.
Save one of those.
Okay, so it's 6, include the plus the mortal, so it's 7 wounds.
So then we have to roll ward, which is a 6.
So 6 through.
So 6 through, 6 damage.
Yeah.
Takes him to 2 health left.
2 health left.
2 health left.
Okay, well, in which case we will finish him off with the Bloodthirster.
Go for it.
And let me get that, because there's too many different Bloodthirsters for my liking. Let me have a quick look. So we're using the Mighty Axe of Khorne and the Blood Flail. So it's 6 attacks. It's not a hero, which will get extra on Rend. So it's 3s and 2s. 6s don't do anything, so that's a miss. 6 would have been nice. 2s to wound. This should work, Mark. There's 5 there, my friend. At Rend 2.
So it goes clean through. So we're on our ward save damage.
Well, 20 total.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, we'll do 2 and we'll see if we pass 2, shall we? Oh, we've got to roll another one.
Could be in a while. Oh, okay. Unfortunately, this charge did not work out for the vargheists guy. Who would have thunk it? So you can remove him.
I shall.
That's the end of combat, and we will move on to Corn, turn 1. Sorry, it would help if I gave you some victory points, wouldn't it?
Well, I have 4 victory points.
1 here.
1 here.
2 there.
2 there.
3 there.
4 there.
So still got a tone, haven't they? 4 there. So at the end of Soulblight 2-1, it's 4-0 to Soulblight, but they've lost their model as we stand. I get to add back the D3. Oh, in fact, they're not in combat, are they?
No,
so this guy, if they were still in combat, I can roll up to D3 Bloodletters back in, but they're not in combat, so I can't roll that, so he stays dead. You got no healing to do now? Okay, so we're on to turn 1 Corn hero phase. I don't have anything particular to do in the hero phase, so that's fine. So we'll do my movement and then come back. Okay, couple of notes I forgot to mention. One is obviously I get a blood tithe point to use towards the battle traits for that unit dying. Any unit that dies, whether it's my army or Mark's, going to be a blood tithe point. On a 1,000 point battle with Blades of Corn, I think you're going to get loads of blood tithe points to spend lots of interesting things, but we might do something with that before the end of the battle. Mark didn't want to do anything in my hero phase, so we've done my movement. The Bloodletters, who can't score this objective because Mark won that with the twist for Soulblight, I've just moved across a little bit. The Bloodthirster has got eyes fully for Vladdy the Baddy, so he's dropped into this centre objective 3 inches away from those. He can get into Vlad with a 10-inch charge, and I think I've basically tried to get his Bloodletters away from these scary vargheisty people here. And Bloodcrushers will come around slightly 3 inches away, but it just means they can charge in from the side there, such is my plan. So that's my movement. Are you doing a redeploy of any kind, Mark?
I think I'm going to redeploy Vlad.
Oh, okay. So it's a command point.
Yep, so that takes me down to 1, and Vlad is going to redeploy a whole 6 inch.
I reckon 6 inches. So this is interesting because you want to get towards the terrain, or else you're not going to get your quest.
I've got sanguine speed, so I can actually redeploy naturally, so it's not the end of the world.
Okay. So you're just going to get out of the way. This will put you out of the way of the charge.
Yes, which is probably better than getting my face mullered by a Bloodthirster.
It would be a very short Path to Glory campaign if on battle number 1 he died in turn number 2.
Yes.
But I'm hoping you can do a bit more damage back to me here at some point. So, okay, that's movement done. Mark's going to redeploy. We go into shooting now. I have, because the Bloodthirst has come up, I'm in range for my Hellfire Breath. So I'm going to go into, it makes the most sense to go into these guys with the Hellfire Breath. Mm-hmm. What are these called again?
These are Bloodborne. Vargheists Bloodborne.
Okay, so they're well within 8 inches, because they're just over 3 inches away. I get 2d6 attacks with the Fire Breath. Depends how many Mentos you've been having this morning. He gets 5 attacks, so not lots, but it's a start. The Hellfire Breath hits on 2s, wounds on 3s, but it's only 1 random 1 damage. So they all hit the shooting combat, so the 6s don't do anything. So that all hits. So we're wounding on 3s. Oh dear, only 2 Mark, rend 1.
So that cleans through, so they've all got save is 6. How much damage?
What was it, 2? So yeah, 2 total.
So
you got ward?
Yes, I've got a ward of 6. Which
Well,
save
save 1. So they did 1 damage.
That's good, because they've all got 3.
From very close by, he breathed fire on them and singed somebody's eyebrows.
Yes, sunburn.
Okay, so that's shooting done. So now we're going to charging. So I've got 2 charges. The Bloodletters aren't going to attempt to charge. Are you got any shooting, so you can't come back with
no
shooting? So straight into charges. So I'll charge the Blood Crushers in first. They're going in on a 8. So I'm going to bring them round to here. Just have to double check their charging abilities. I've not used Corn in 4th at all. Any charge phases? The unit charge. Okay, make a crushing charge roll. On a 2+, inflict an amount of mortal damage on the target equal to the roll. So right, so on a D3, so 2 up. So basically, on a 3 up with this D6, you will get 8 wounds. 1, so you get no wounds. So their ability is you roll a D3 on a 2+, which is the same as a 3+ on a D6. I don't know why GW do that. they would have done this same number of mortals as they rolled on the charge roll, which was 8. So that was a good opportunity to do a lot of wounds there, and they didn't. So the Bloodthirster, he's going to charge a full 5 inches. So do I go packing into the other side of those, or do I keep these guys occupied? I think, because then you're going to bring these guys in. So I think we try and finish. Actually, I don't want you to move. So I'm going to tell you, I will bring you to here. So I'll keep my toe on there and keep that objective. And I'll bring you into that one. Actually, with 3 inch of those, wouldn't it? We should pull them all into combat here. So let me just nice and steady stand where I am and let you come in too. Into me there. Right, keep them 3 inches away. Okay, so just going to go into those guys. And then we're into the... Have you got any... you can't do a...
I can't, no.
Charge, because you need 2 command points. You've only got 1 left. Okay. I'm not into heroes with him. So we're into combat phase. I want to keep... I mean, these guys could do a bit of damage to this Blood Crushers, I think. But I'm still going to just try and keep my Bloodthirster alive and well. I don't want him to lose any wounds or health at this point. So he's going to go straight into his... Should I use all out attack here or all defense on those guys?
They're not very strong.
No. But I'll use... Because I've got the 2 command points, I'm going to use all out attack with this attack, and then I'm going to put all out defense and try and keep those guys alive. So that's I'm going to spend the last 2 command points. So all out attack, he's got 6 attacks, and now it's 2s and 2s with his corn. Nothing for the 6s because it's just an anti-red on heroes. So that's 1 miss, and they all wound. So that's 5 at rend 2.
So they're going to go clean through.
Well, it's 20 wounds total.
And so, just gathering dice.
Can't use Corn's dice to save against Corn.
Oh, we're gonna you do this twice.
Okay, so is it?
Looking for 6s. They've only got 8 wounds.
Left in total?
Yes.
3 at 3. They've already lost 1 from the breath. So that's 10 through.
You just wiped.
Done. They're all deaded.
Blah.
So that's another blood tithe point for me as well, because another unit gone. I'll just flip around here for this thing. So they've gone, and you've got... okay, so Mike then.
That's alright.
Mark's Skellybobs here. What do they actually call those skeletons?
Death Rattle Skeletons.
Death Rattle Skeletons, that's the word I was going for. I'm going to go into my Blood Crushers, who have got all-out defense here. So we have a 3+ save to begin with. Off you go.
So we've got 42 attacks here. So
42 attacks, right? Let's rock these up with them.
So 4s and 4s. So we'll do the first half. That one's escaped. That was a 3.
I love if you do a 4 roll, it's loads of dice, and at the end it's worked out to be exactly 50-50.
Yeah.
So how many was that? So you're rolling these into the wounds now?
Yes.
6s don't do anything?
6s don't do anything.
Okay.
One's escaped.
Okay.
So that is the first 5. So we've done 5 damage. So
okay, is it 3 up wound?
It is. Let me just do the second half and then we can keep them.
So we've got 5 so far. That looks a little bit better for you. Oh, maybe not. It's going to work out 50-50.
Managed to keep him in the tray this time though, so that's a bonus.
Talent.
Yep.
This is the bit where you just roll so many dice you forget what you're actually what is supposed to be going on here. Right? Oh, 3s. That's not too many out of all them, is it?
So it has that.
No, 3s count really.
No, 4s and 4s.
All right, so you put 2 3s in the previous one.
Oh well, what's not?
I'm pretty sure it was 2 3s.
So 7 then.
7.
7 saves.
What rend?
No rend.
7 saves, no rend. So I'm saving on 3 up. So all those dice Let's see how many they actually do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In we go. Saving on 3s. 1.
Donk.
So that was 42 dice?
42 dice.
For 1 damage.
Yeah, they're not very strong, but they've got stick-to-itiveness.
The three. I mean, the rolls were great for you, and the 3+ saves helped with that. So we've done 1 damage there, and then I get to hit you back.
Yes, I'm going to issue all out defense for my last.
Okay, you got your last command point. Try and keep some of those guys alive. So the Blood Crushers have their Hellblades first of all. I believe they do have a champion, so I can double check the champion keyword. Again, it's playing them in a... they do have a champion, I'm pretty sure. So, they'll get an extra attack for the champion. So initially, between them, the Hellblades, it's 6 attacks plus 1 for the champion. So 7, 5, 6, 7, and it's 3s and 3s and crits are mortal. Are these infantry, I take it?
They are infantry.
And then it's also +1 rend. So, it's 2 mortals. That was a 2, so I knocked that over. So that missed. But I've got 3 mortals. So you don't have to roll a thing. So rend's irrelevant. So 3.
6 for my ward save.
I know these. So
how much damage? Sorry,
it's 1 each. Yeah, so it's only 3, and then they've got the hooves next.
So we save 1.
So there's 2 damage through so far.
And that will kill. I think they're only 1 health each, so that'll just kill 2 skellies, which we'll put over here for now.
Okay, and then I'll have the 6 hooves. Does the champion count on the companion?
No, all it counts on heroes.
That makes perfect sense. On heroes?
The model,
Yeah,
the human.
yeah,
Demon.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So we'll just roll 6 here. So these are 4s and 3s for the hooves. 6s don't do anything, so it's 3 and 3 as you'd expect. Wound on 3s. So that's all 3. Rend 1. That's not got the extra 1 for the infantry because it's the hooves.
So it'll negate my all-out defense. So I'm on my normal 5 save.
5s. All 3 through.
How much damage?
It's D3.
Be nasty.
So it's fairly nasty. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds.
So
and you'll have 7 ward attempts.
Oh,
5, that made it. Was it 5?
No, there are 6 for
Oh, because you rolled 3 5s, so that would have been things. So 6 wounds.
6 wounds, so 6 are dead. So we will take the ones that are on the objective.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. There is a champion in there somewhere.
We'll keep him in there, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of combat. I'm not going to lie, Vladdy the Baddy. This isn't the start to Path to Glory that you would have hoped for. You're not in a great position here.
I do have an end of turn Skeleton Legion. I can return D3 slain models to that unit.
Do it.
So we
2 come back, that's fine. That's what you want. Skeletons pop up out of the ground, they keep coming at you.
And they're going to come over here onto the objective.
Why not? Why not? Why not? So that's the end of my turn. I can't score that one. You're outscoring me there because you've still got the +6. Is that applicable for all the game or the battle round?
Just this battle round.
Okay, we're still for the battle round, so you're still definitely outscoring my feat on there. So I've got 1. So that will give you a 4-1 lead after turn 1, although you've taken the wounds. And so I'll be the underdog for turn 2. And so we shall roll off for turn 2 for priority. I've missed the bucket, but it's a 2. Plays a 1. I mean, the thing is, obviously, normal is if you take a double turn, you choose a double turn, not take a battle tactic, but that's not relevant to this. So I kind of got to go first.
Yeah.
Again, we're not doing much in hero phases between us, I don't think, because I haven't got that much to do. We'll go back to 4. In fact, won't you get an extra command point?
I'll get no, because I'm not the underdog.
No, okay. But don't you become? It's not automatic when if I choose a double turn.
No, because it's if you take the double turn, I'm ahead on points.
Fair enough. Right. So
do the twist.
We will do the twist now. So I'm automatically the underdog. So I will roll the 2 on the D3, which is the wildfire twist. So the underdog can pick up to D3 terrain features. Those terrain features gain the obscuring terrain ability. It's not going to make much difference in this particularly, is it? Because we're not going to be stood on them. So we'll just skip over that for the sake of not adding any slight complications. So hero phase, and nothing to do in the hero phase. Would you like to do anything in the hero phase?
I've got nothing I would like to do in the hero phase.
Okay, so we'll do Khorne movement and come straight back. Okay, so the Bloodletter, this on my sheet I put these as two separate units of 10, but I've sort of mushed them all together and they've been played as a reinforced unit, so we'll keep them as one unit of 20 for the rest of the story. They're having a little look here, they've got a bit bored waiting at the back, not scoring any points. They want to kind of come in and smash some skeletons, which will make them fodder for the vargheists, but we want to keep it interesting, don't we? Obviously these guys are engaged. Now the big thing here is the Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster has flown forward to be within just outside 3 inches of Vladdy the Baddy. Now, for the Path to Glory campaign, we want Vladdy the Baddy doing tremendous things, but this isn't a position you want to find yourself in if you're a 160 point vampire model with a 420 point Bloodthirster.
Yeah, you want to be going one-on-one with a Bloodthirster.
So that's the end of my move phase. Are you going to do any redeploys?
I can't get further enough away from that Bloodthirster. So
you can make my roll a bit bigger.
Yeah, so I think it is worth it to try and do a redeploy.
Okay.
So let's see what we get.
6 twice in a row. Vladdy the Baddy, his main narrative of Path to Glory is, boys, look how good I am at running away. So I've got to charge 9, basically.
So we're going to...
Because Mark's been right into the corner of the battlefield here, but you have... What's the ability called?
I've got Sanguine Blur, which means on a 3+ I can appear near a terrain feature, which is what we're hoping to do to score some renown.
Right, so basically Mark's hope here is now he's turned that into a 9-inch charge, which is tremendous for you, to be honest. Well, I was outside 3, wasn't I? So I was 3 inches away, so it'd be 9. 9 charge. Is that I fail the 9-inch charge, and then he gets a 3+ in his hero phase to go boing somewhere over here, well out of the Bloodthirster way for the time being. So command point well spent, I think that.
Yeah.
So we're into my shooting phase now. Because you are no longer within 8 inches of him, I was going to use the... Is he within 8 inches of those guys?
I believe he is, yes.
And I can shoot them because I'm in combat. So he's going to try and breathe some fire. Is that within 8 inches? You happy with that?
It's within 8 inches.
Okay, so he gets 2d6.
10.
He gets 10 going into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are 2s and 3s. A couple of ones there. 6s don't do anything. Didn't get any 6s. So 3s. So we're down to 6 at rend 1.
So that takes me to a 6. So we're
2 saved.
How much damage?
4 damage with 1 each. So another attempt to roll some 6s and save some. 4 fantastic rolling Mark, and they've taken 2. So he burns 2 to death, just to help his blood crushers out a wee bit. So you've got no counter shooting, have you?
I have no.
So we're into charging. So the Bloodletters, I would say, need a 6 to hit the toes here. So 11, so they can definitely move in. And then we know we need a 9 to get the Bloodthirster in here. Oof. Oh, he gets a 10.
Not good day for...
It's not the start to a campaign Vlad wanted. You're not supposed to die that early. So he goes in there, and then I'll move these Bloodthirsters in on their 11-inch charge. So the Bloodletters have flown into the Death Rattle skeletons here, kept 3 inches away from the vargheists. And obviously the Bloodthirster's right on top of Vladdy the Baddy now, so it's looking baddie for Vladdy the Baddy. Any counter charges you want to do, Mark, before we do anything
I'm
else?
not going to. I'm going to save them for commands.
Okay. So then the only decision here, really, I mean, I want it to be a bit more narrative than this. If we were playing really competitively, I'd chuck everything into Vladdy and try and kill him off now. So am I doing you a disservice by not doing that? So I'm going to have to...
It'll be a campaign of rags to riches.
Yeah, well, you know, start at the bottom, work your way up. It'll be, you know, the ultimate comeback story from immediately dying in battle 1. And and again, I've never known my Bloodthirsters actually act. Maybe the 1,000-point battles are where Bloodthirsters are at. Do you know what I mean? Like, other than that, I've always seen them get swamped far too often. So I'm going to let all hell break loose here in a moment. I've got to kind of go here first. Now, the Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster also has an ability when he's in contact with a hero, he rolls 8 dice. On a 4 up, it applies a mortal wound. So that's before we do the fighting. Oh dear.
Oh no.
6 wounds.
Well, if we don't save these...
How many wounds does he have?
He has 5 wounds.
Oh dear. What's his ward?
His ward is 6. So we need to at least make 2 of these.
This is terrible.
That's it.
So just... Vladdy the Baddy.
Yeah, he's died for a 2nd time in his lifetime.
Okay. Well, to say we came up with this idea for a Path to Glory campaign, that's a miserable ending to his first battle out there. I can't do anything further with the thing. You still might win and get some points.
I can still get some points.
So now you're over to you here. So do we want to do your piling?
Yes.
So we'll take them out of the bases and come back for that combat there. Okay, so bit of a piling situation here. Mark's got all 20 guys into here. I mean, it's a bit of a mess, but without these wooden bases, they'd definitely all be in. So I'm going to spend my first command point of round 2, and I'm going to go for all that defense to try and keep some Bloodletters alive. So how many attacks all in, Mark?
It'll be 20... No, sorry, it'll be 42.
42 again, right. So how many did you do last time? Was it about 2 or 3 or 3?
I think I did 7 damage total.
7, that was it, wasn't it? So let's try. I knew it was low, but let's... In fact, no, because I saved him after that. You did 7, and then I saved, so I think you did 2 or 3 in the end. So let's try and beat that. So
we're going to do all-out attack. So these become freeze.
Oh, that's going to help you across 42 dice, I would have thought.
So this becomes freeze and force.
6 do anything?
Fortunately not.
Okay.
But those... Yep.
4 for the next one. A few 3s in there, so it's command point wisely spent.
Ooh.
Not many 4s there though.
So we have got, what's that, 6. So we'll leave a dice on 6 and we'll roll all this again.
Okay, so that's 6. So yeah.
That's a bit better.
Well, the 3s have come in again there, that's good.
And there's 2 hiding.
But in the meantime, if you want to visualise all these guys battling swords and shields and... So how many have we got a total here?
So that'll be 15.
15, well, that's much better than 7. Right, you want to hold us as a camera? We'll make sure I've got 15 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Great television, me counting to 15. What rend are they?
No rend.
No rend. So that with the... they're a 5+ save. I've used all out defense. These are 4+ to save. Okay, so... That's not great. So that was 1. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6 saved. So 9 wounds. And then I haven't used the fight ability yet with these, which would give them a 5 up ward. So they stay at their 6 up ward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's the 9. So 6 is saved. So it's 8 damage. That's 4 dead. I'm going to take... I need to keep a foot on their thing. So they're going to be dead. And then we fight back. I've got... I have to work this out again. I've left 2 are out of there. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I suppose I can pile in and leave a toe on there, can't I? In fact, I'll leave those 2 out. It's easier. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. And they have 2 attacks each, plus 1 for the champion if we play them as reinforced. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we'll do it should be a 13 and a 14. 6s are mortals, crit the mortals. No mortals, sorry, I should have said we're hitting on 3s there, I believe. Yep, so 3s and 3s. So all those 2s come out. All 2s, 3s and 4s in that roll. And then wounding on 3s. So those come out. So the first batch has given us 5. Roll number 5. Roll the dice on it if you want. And then I need one more dice in for the champ. 3s and 3s. So crits and mortal. So we've got 1 mortal through. Oh. And then 3s. That one out. So then 6 more. So that should be 11 saves at 1 rend.
So that will take me to a 6 save. You go.
So you've got 1 automatic and then 11.
So we'll do the automatic one first, which
No.
is... Nope.
So is that your mortal? Is that your...
That was my ward.
Ward, okay. You said no, yeah, but okay.
How much damage?
1.
Dead.
Okay, and then we'll do the 11 saves plus mortals.
Yes.
11 saves plus wards, rather.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6. Yep, 6s because of rend.
6 is twice, yeah. So we're down to 10, but you get to roll those again for your wards.
It's a lot of 2s and 1s though. We'll have that
There'll be some more 6s here, so... Okay, there won't be that many. So that's another 9 dead?
9 dead. So we will take them from over here. That's half that unit. So then it's these over, isn't it?
Yeah, I've made the fatal error there. I was just looking at this because we've been going on off camera and I completely forgot about this combat. Because I've swung back with these, and obviously the very sensible thing to do would have been fight the Blood Crushers first and possibly finish those off. But I've completely forgot about this combat entirely over here. So you get to swing first due to my idiocy.
Yeah, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 13 twice. Or 26.
Mm-hmm.
So it's me counting dice here.
Well, no, isn't it 1 extra attack for the leader, for the champ?
Yeah,
So
so
it's 25.
25.
Because you get 30, you get, so there's 12 there.
Yes.
So that's 24 plus 1 for your champ. So it's 25 all in.
And 3 more.
We should have some pre-packed piles of dice.
So
Okay.
4s and 4s.
4s and 4s. It's just this one roll, isn't it?
It's just this one roll this time.
Okay. You see, you could have done with 6s doing something there, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I think you picked out more and you've left in slightly there, maybe? Roughly, go on.
Yep,
You don't do anything wrong, I'm just saying you're not rolling great. You want to see what's the damage here.
4s. So that's 7.
I'll roll these dice. So it's all 7, and I've got a 4 up save by default for the Blood Crushers. So 2 through of all those.
So 2 damage.
I don't think the Blood Crushers have a ward. They will have one 6, won't they? Blood Crushers ward 6 plus. Okay, so just roll 2 wards just in case. No, so 2 damage. The one already had one, didn't they? I think I moved the dice, so there's now 1 on 3. Okay, and then they will swing back.
I'm going to all out defense. Lead me on.
You've not all out defense already, I tell you, Pirate. No, right. Sounds fun. Hold this for me, please. Yep. Right. So we're going in with the Hellblades first of all. So we've got 2 attacks each plus 1 for the champion. 3s and 3s, crits and mortals, plus 1 rend. 2 crits. 2 misses, so these are on 3s, all 3 through. So you've got 2 automatically through and 3 at 1 rend.
So we'll do the 3 at 1 rend first. So that takes me to 5s because of all that defense. Do not save them.
So that's 5 damage initially.
So 5 ward saves.
Yeah.
So looking for 6s.
Save 1.
So 4 die.
4 die, and then.
Tell you what, just grab the trick.
Yeah. Is that the correct number? And then I've got me hooves, which is 4s and 3s. 6s don't do anything. 3s to wound. Oh, 2 at Ren 1. So you got your art defense, so you're on 5s again.
Oh.
So 1 at D3, so just 3 damage.
Got me 3 dead skellybobs. There's 3 dead skellybobs.
Okay. So the Blood Crushers have
Crushed.
whittled the Death Rattle Skellybobs down to just 5 left. So that's the end of combat. I get D3 Bloodletters back because they're a thing, which is 1. So 1 little guy comes back from the dead.
I do exactly the same thing, so D3 back on the skeletons.
Is that for each unit, of course, yeah?
Yep, so we'll get 3 back over here.
Do yours have to be in combat when you do that as well, like mine?
Mine don't have to be in
Yours can
combat.
just do it at the end of any turn. I say it makes more sense because obviously mine are Bloodthirster, so it only works in combat. Yours just the end of any turn, I guess.
Yep, and then this unit over here. Same again.
Well, they might not be very good at fighting, but they're great coming back from the dead.
Yeah.
Which is solid.
That's kind of what you want from them, isn't it?
Okay, so that will be the end of my turn. You don't have the 6 here, but I think you've got enough on there to still keep that one.
I think I've got...
I've passed right over that one, so I've only scored 1 point there. So at the end of my turn 2, I've got a total of 2. And it's now your turn 2.
You're playing a very colony strategy of just kill everything.
Yes. Just smash, smash, smash.
I've got no heroes.
So there's no hero phase.
I'm bogged down in combat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to redeploy the vargheists.
Okay.
So they're going to be 9 inch away from these Bloodletters. And we're going to land on this objective.
Okay, so you're just going to keep scoring is the plan?
I think if we keep scoring, well, you get bogged down with skeletons.
That's not a bad play. So, that's your movement. I'm not going to do anything in your movement phase.
No.
So, shooting?
No shooting.
Charging?
I'm already in combat, no charging.
So the vargheists aren't interested?
No, the vargheists are going to play a game of keep away.
Okay, and so just to get into the combat. Okay, so combat phase, which one are you going with first? You're going to attack those guys before they get blood crushed?
I think these are probably going to be better
Or
because
you're going to try these guys who are a bit more in the mix over here?
I'm going to do these guys over here because, like you said, there's so few of them, they're probably going to get wiped this turn.
Okay, go. I'm not going to spend any command points on defending. It's taken 42 for you to do a couple of damage, so
yeah, they're not very tough.
not overly worried. I keep moving that dice. I know that the one of these has taken
1, 2,
3
3,
wounds.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 16.
If you do a couple of wounds, if you manage to get a couple through, you will kill one off, so that'll be something.
And then 1 for the champion. So 4s and 4s.
Okay. 50-50 by the looks of it.
Yeah, just about.
And can you 50-50 again?
We cannot.
Oh, not quite, no.
That is 3 at no rend.
No, right, so I'll roll for 4s, save them all.
Nice.
Corn did not want you to have a good day on the
doesn't.
path to glory. Corn's got no interest in the narrative. Corn just says, you can all die, little skeletons, get out of my village. I want to keep all the pork and gold medallions I can find.
He wants all the blood for himself, nothing for the vampires to do.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll leave that. Well, I'll remember this time to leave that one and come to this one next. I will issue all out attack because I haven't used many command points at all.
With my solitary command point left, I'm going to issue all out defense.
Okay, and the piling, I've sort of just filming something on there. I was just doing a piling. So they're all piled in. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 bloodletters. So that is 33 attacks with my champion. So if you want to hold that for me, Mark. And what we'll do, 33. So what's just over half? 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I've gone all out attack. So 6 are crits, and then it's 2s and 3s, and this is half of them. So, wow. 2 gone straight through, but everything else is below a 3. So luckily I've spent the all attack, so that's 4 that missed, and then we need 3s again with these. So they miss, and that's 2, 4, 6, 7. So we'll remember 7, and we've got 2 that are automatically through. So then it should be 16 dice. I'll all the corn dice. I'll do for the other half. So again, 6 are crits. That's escaped, but it was a 2. So we've got a 3rd crit. We'll take that one out. All the 1s are missing. The all attack came in really well there. Lots of 2s. And 3s to wound. So miss. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 again. So that's 14 at rend 1. And then you've got 3 through. So 3 crits on top of that for your mortals.
So we'll do this ones first. So no rend because of all out defense.
Yep.
So taking me to 5s. So we save 3, 4. And then we're on to adding those 3 back in for your ward saves.
Yep.
My ward saves. 6s.
Cool.
3 6s. And we kill 10, exactly.
How many are left?
We'll figure that out in a moment. So that's 5. And then another 5 here. 4 are left. There we go.
You've left 3. Have you taken an extra one out then?
I think I've miscounted. I think there's 3 left.
3 left. Okay, so not looking good for those guys, and not looking good for the Blood Crush, the ones up against the Blood Crushers here. We're going to do a bit of a pile in. Move that one along, 3. Move that one in, 3. Okay, I've done an all-out attack, so we'll do that. Do you want to all-out defense these?
I have no command points left.
Okay. So Blood Crushers, we've got 7 attacks, including the champ, 3s and 3s. So this is the crit mortals, this is the swords. So 1 mortal, 3 misses though. And then +1 rend here. So 2 at 2 rend.
So that cleans straight, goes straight through.
So you've got 3 in total with the crit.
So 3 6s. Nope.
So 3 dead.
3 dead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the hooves, so 4s and 3s. I've rolled an extra dice there, sorry. Let me re-roll that, because I've added my champion and you don't get that for the hooves. That's the thing. So the 6s don't do anything, but they've actually all hit. 3s, so 4 at a rend 1.
So 6s. So we save
1, and then it's D3 on the 3s. So 3, 4, 5, 6 damage total.
So looking for 6s from my ward.
1.
Save 1 and
5 through.
So that wipes that unit out.
Okay, bye bye.
Skellies.
The rest of the skeletons.
And with no hero, I can't bring them back.
Oh. Okay, is that the end of your turn? Can you bring some back to this unit?
I can bring D3 back. So
same, you can roll there.
1.
I will bring 2 back in because they're still in combat. Okay, end of your turn.
End of my turn.
You scored. This one's still yours.
Yep.
So 1. That one.
I've lost.
Well, I don't know where that was. I'm going to leave them there. You can keep that one because they were falling over. And if they were in formation, they shouldn't have been onto that. So you've got 1, 2,
3.
Okay, so that takes us to 7-2 at the end of turn 2.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so going into turn 3, we're going to roll priority. 7-2 to Soulblight. Yeah, so I get priority. So, I mean, I've got to take first turn. So we've got to kind of figure out here the point. And what's definitely going to happen is they're going to chop them up.
Yep.
That's going to go. And then I'm going to score a few points. I can probably score here. So we're not doing anything in our hero phases. So I'm just going to move that guy there. These guys to there, to ready to charge across. And then what I've kind of got to do is put enough into here with the pile. In fact, that'll be the piling move because they're already in combat, so I won't move those just yet. Are you doing any counter movements or redeploys?
I'm not. I'm going to leave them where they are.
I suppose in theory you could redeploy toward me.
Yeah,
and counter charge, but I mean I don't know if you want to.
I've got to be away from you though. When you
redeploy.
When you read.
But you'll be, so I think you, you can't do it in 9 inches.
Yeah, I'm going to leave them where they are though.
Okay.
It's all about scoring points, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you still don't have that one over there.
I still don't, because they're piling. I can't really. I don't be piling round to pinch that. I feel like I'd be cheating if I did. So I'd have to pile in toward your. I think you've got to be towards.
You've got to go towards.
So I can't really actually take that one there. Which because we've not been. Because that's still yours. You scored that one earlier. Didn't you?
I scored that one earlier.
So you're still scoring that one. Right. So there's shooting. So my Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster can shoot into here with his fire breath. So he gets 2d6 shots. He gets 7 shots. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's 2s and 3s. 6s don't do anything. 3s to wound. 3 at Ren 1.
So 6s.
So unless you don't roll any 6s here, so it's 3 through. If you don't roll any 6s here,
that's it.
The skeletons are dead from the Hellfire Breath, and then all you've got left is the Vargheist. Now I can't move those guys now because I can't pile them in, so I've not got that one. It will be my charge phase, but everybody's too far away to charge. So that's the end of my turn.
And that's a very quick turn.
So I score 1, 2, 3, and you still got that one. So at the end of your turn, you could still score another 2 points potentially. It's whether you're going to get the Vargheist involved.
I think I've got no choice at this point, so we're going to let's have a look at that.
So we're going to your hero phase. In fact, I get another blood type point. I've got enough for a skull meteor, but I need to do it in my hero phase now.
So we're going to do the Death's Descent again. And then in my movement phase, we're going to set up 9 inch away from these guys.
Oh, okay.
Behind.
Yeah, I like the idea of these Vargheists against the Blood Crushers. I wish I'd stop moving that dice that says he's got 3 wounds though.
So we're going over here. We're going to try a 9 inch charge, I believe.
Yeah. If you do charge, you try and keep away, because I bear in mind I can do a counter charge.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really want to do all these guys to battle it out. I don't like how heavily one-sided this has turned out. So, big 9 needed.
That's a 9.
9, they're straight in, toe for toe.
So we're going to go just on the side here.
Yeah, it's too far for me to worry about rolling the Bloodthirster. So, no charge abilities, I take it. So he's going to...
Yes, we're going to go straight into that. We're going to all-out attack.
You're going to all-out attack. So I think, rather than do the same, I'm going to all-out defense with mine. And so I've got a 3-up save.
So I get 3 attacks, and I've got a champion on these ones. So one gets 4. These are...
Oh wow, so that's 10 attacks in total.
10 attacks in total. 3s and 3s because of all-out attack.
So usually 4s.
Usually 4s.
Okay, 3s and 3s.
And I have crits cost 2.
Oh,
so
crit 2 hits.
Crits 2 hits. So
right,
hopefully we'll get something.
Can you do some 6s, Mark? Let's see them. There's 1. Statistically improbable.
So we add 1 back in for the 6.
Yes, you do. So we're on 8 attempts at a 3 to wound. And what's the damage on this one?
2.
Okay, might do something.
Rend 1. Oh, that's not when you're rolling like that.
No, so it's only 4.
So 4 at Rend 1.
So that takes me back to the 4, so the all-out defense. And 1 goes through.
So 2 damage.
And 6 ward. So 2 damage. It's enough to kill one.
Nice.
So I actually will take out the middle one just because that's the champion model. And then I'll swing back. So we've not got any all-out defence or things, so they've already done one in this turn. So we're going to
round 3, so they haven't done it. So you could all-out attack them if you want.
No, because I just all-out defence.
You did, yeah. Sorry.
So I can't do the same. So 2, including the champs, it's 5 attacks, 3s and 3s. With the blade, that's a crit, that's a miss. 3s, yeah, so it's 3 at Rend 1.
So 6s. Save nothing. How much damage?
Well, 4 with the crit.
So 4 looking for 6s. Nothing again.
You can't roll a 6 today, can you, mate?
Cannot. We kill a Vargheist.
And then now we've got the companions, which is... are they 4 wounds?
4 wounds, yeah.
Okay, so 1 back. 4s and 3s for the companion. 1 miss. 3s to wound. Oh, only 1, rend 1.
Nope. How much damage?
D3. Oh, I'll try again. 3.
Oh.
Oh, 3 through.
3 through, a 1 on a health. What's their control score?
2.
So you still control that one over me?
Well, what's that? Is it only 1?
1.
Oh, okay. So you control 1, 2. So according to my calculation, it should be about 9-5 after round 3.
Now, yep. Now
Okay.
into round 4.
Right. Well, should we talk it through from this point?
Yes.
Because even if you manage to kill them, I'm going to get this guy
The
over.
blood, yeah. And then you're going to run those over to there.
Yeah, they're going to score some points.
So I'm probably only going to end up with 1, because you can only cap 1 objective here.
Yeah, we didn't even do a twist on that round either, did we?
We didn't.
Which could have made it. In fact, I'm still the underdog.
10.
3. What was 3? Lead the attack. Pick 1. Underdog. Pick 1 friendly unit and add 1 attacks. I could have added 1 to their attacks,
Yeah.
which might have got rid of another 1. To be fair, but I'm happy that we didn't employ.
Because you're on 5, aren't you? 5
Being the underdog when I'm this heavily ahead on models is insane.
What did you say I were on at the end of...
It's 9-5 at the end of turn 3.
So end of round...
You can technically win this because if we roll a 2 up at the end of round 4, if we roll a 1 or 2 at the end of round 4, then that's that done.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay, so if we play round 4, score the points, and then we'll see if it ends. Okay, so we'll roll off for round 4. 4. So it was with me, so it goes to you.
Goes to me. Well, I'm in
How
combat.
does it stay with the priority stays?
Priority stays. We'd have to check that rule, but we'll say
But
priority stays.
check one of the most basic rules.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I get priority for round 4. Mark and I have decided to talk it through. Now, we pretty much concluded that it's my turn. The Bloodthirster is going to come over here and wipe out the 2 vargheists who have a grand total of 5 health left, plus the blood crushers to go into them. And these guys can spread out and gain a couple of points here. Mark would still control that. So that would give Mark, the Soulblight Gravelords would be gone, but they would win the game 10-9, which would give a minor victory.
It would, yeah.
So in terms of Path to Glory, let's have a quick look here. So that would give you fought a battle, which gives you 30 glory points. You won a minor victory, which gives you 10 glory points, because it was not major, and your general was slain. So you've scored 40 glory points. So 40 points towards
adding more units.
Adding more units. So that's not going to happen for your next battle to be another 1,000 points, but they add up. And then obviously we're going to calculate some renown points, and you've got a favoured here. So each unit that took part in the battle was not destroyed, gains D3, so they were all destroyed. So all his units gain 1 renown point. Yep. But 1, even though it took part, apart from your warlord, you can choose somebody who's a favoured warrior. So who's your favoured warrior is going to be?
I think it's going to be the vargheists.
Well, they stayed out of the way for a long part of that thing. So roll a d6 for the vargheist, because if you roll a 5 up, well, they only get the 1, so I think it's 1 instead, or is it 1 as well?
So it's 1 as well.
As well. So they get 2. So that's a bit. So you would have got. They would have been able to put them on a path if they'd roll a 4 up there, wasn't it? They would have become aspiring. So not a great deal added from the first battle for you, Mark.
Yeah.
40 glory points. 1 renown point across the board, 2 for the vargheists.
No quest points either. So
And you didn't get any quest points, so you're no closer to that. But we're off the mark, and we'll see how the Soulblight get on with Battle 2, and perhaps I'll make sure that the Bloodthirster stays well out of the way for that one. But thank you, Mark. Thank you for watching, and we move on to Battle 2.